we might have even gotten even lower.
It's making me cringe.
I know.
Yeah, let's go back to the monkey hole in the Polaroid camera.
Exactly.
So that we
More
have
of that,
something,
less
some
of the
more
road rage.
smiles.
Yeah, people are just angry, so I can understand why we're so low.
Well, especially when you guys were talking earlier about people, going to concerts and throwing things at people. Like, we gotta
Reel
maybe
it
we all just need
in.
to take a trip to,
to Iceland.
New Zealand,
Yeah,
Iceland,
Denmark,
something
any
like
of those
that.
places.
I'll go.
All right,
We'll all
you
go.
guys have a busy show the day after the 4th.
Yes, we do. I mean, and we had a great 4th. I hope you guys did too. Hope that everyone was safe. But River City Live has a lot coming up. First of all, we're going to be taking a new twist on a summer camp tradition, and Rance is going to get his glow on. And also, we're going to be talking about workplace burnout and what you can do to avoid it, alongside the one and only live podcast that you can attend in person, happening right here in Duval. So River City Live, with lots more, starts right now.
Now, celebrating all things cool in Jacksonville, a local show with a spotlight on the 904, featuring amazing stories from every neighborhood. This is River City Live.
Welcome to River City Live. Hope you guys are ready for an exciting show. So we are all about the glow. So I'm super stoked to have here with me Monique Williams and Savannah Brown. They are part of the You Glow Girl Camp. We were talking about summer camps. It's a one-day event for young female entrepreneurs. So thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
So tell me about You Glow Girl.
You Glow Girl was founded by one of my business partners, Angelica Williams. So I became a co-founder, and also we have another co-founder. Her name is Marshina Latrice. So it's the three of us, and we wanted to target young Black entrepreneur women, young girls who looked like us, to let them know that you can be successful in your dreams or what you want to be, even coming from a minority neighborhood.
What is the premise? So I understand what you guys are focused on. So when young ladies show up to the camp this weekend, what can they expect to be about?
They can expect to be full. They're going to leave chasing a dream of being an entrepreneur, but also having full steps of becoming an entrepreneur while they're young. After graduation, they'll have all the tools they need to become a successful business owner, the business plan, the business ideas, everything. So we'll be training them not just through the camp this Saturday. It'll be further on with Zoom meetings, mentorships, and at the back of the manual, they also have a spot that they can take their cell phones and
a little QR code.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
All right, so Savannah, you are a young entrepreneur. What is your business?
My business is to do hair and go after high school, finish my dream to do hair.
So you've got a little example here. So what would you be doing if you were at the venue? What would you show other people that would entice them to, want to take you on as their hairdresser, their hairstylist?
Actually, I do braids more, but I'll show them my work ethic and,
Well, what do we do with wigs? I mean, you were kind of working it early. Can you show me what you do?
This kind of this different from,
I didn't realize you had to, I'm not going to lie, that
curls
you had
and
to clean, brush out the wigs and stuff to make sure that they're most aesthetic best. So with the braiding, so you don't really braid the wigs though, right?
I break their hair down, but not the wig.
Oh, okay, okay. And so this is just one of the entrepreneurs that you're going to have there. So can they still register to become?
yes, they can still register by going to You Glow Girl Inc. and register up until tomorrow.
Oh, so it's just the right amount of time. So get in early. The time is nigh. Yes. And you guys still have space available?
Yes, we do.
All right, so it's going down at 1539 East 27th Street. Starts at 10:30 a.m., goes to 4 p.m., but there are extensions beyond just this meet and greet. Yes. So you can get, dip your toe in here and make some connections and then keep expanding that knowledge through the weeks, months moving forward. So you're going to be sticking with them even as they launch their business, just to make sure that there's somebody, a little accountability.
Yes, because you have to understand, like Savannah, she's 16 years old. She wants to be a hairstylist after high school. Even though she's starting now, furthering on, we are becoming who we needed as young girls.
Okay. You Glow Girl, YouGoGlowGirl.com is where you can sign up. So good luck this weekend. Thank you for what you're doing.
you.
Let's check in with Jana.
Bye.
Thank you, Rance. I am here with the one and only Boodeezy, Take It Easy of the It Is What It Is podcast, Duval's one and only live interactive podcast, really.
Correct.
Welcome to River City Live.
Thanks for having me.
So I know that you are used to your own stage and space, but today you're sharing mine, and I'm
Right.
so excited to learn more about your podcast. To kick it off, just how did you want to kind of elevate the current podcast experience? Usually it's a studio, it doesn't have that live audience element, but you said, let's do it and let's bring in the people.
Because when I came up with the idea of doing the podcast, my most important thing I wanted to implement was make sure people are involved, not just sitting there listening to me or we're taking my opinion for what it is. It's more so I start the conversation and let's see what everybody thinks about it.
Yeah, exactly. So just from some of these images that we have here, you have a lot of different guests. It looks like a party. So talk to us about the logistics of this podcast. What kind of guests do you invite? What are the topics you cover? Where is it?
It's located downtown Jacksonville, 19 Ocean Street at 1904 Music Hall. We operate on 3 E's. We want to encourage, entertain, and enlighten. We have weekly topics, weekly guests. I try to keep it vast. I have a saying that it's vast as the ocean and up and beyond. So we try not to be confined to one way of doing it. So when I do reach out to guests, I let them implement what they thoughts is and what they topics is, and we come and do it live and we turn up.
It looks like there's so much energy when we're seeing some of those clips. Who is your ideal audience for the conversations that you're having?
The ideal audience for the conversation I'm having is the ideal audience is the people who think like me, they just don't know I think like them.
What do you mean by that?
By the way I think is because we all think different ways. And to find a common ground, we have to find a common way we think. So if I'm thinking one way and you thinking one way, the common ground is us thinking in unison.
I see it. So you're finding that intersection, people from all different backgrounds, all different parts of the city, but what is that intersection where we can really all connect?
Right, exactly.
So tell me, what is your ultimate goal for the podcast? How can we support you moving forward?
The ultimate goal for the podcast is just I understand that a lot of people want to conversate and voice their opinions. They just don't have the platform to voice it. So my most important thing for the podcast is giving someone the opportunity and the platform to converse, to have that conversation, to get valid opinions from opposites.
I love that. I love that. Giving the community and the people who live in it a chance to connect with each other, a chance to talk about maybe things that are really different for each other, but like you said, finding that commonality and where we can connect.
That's it, because it's all about love, peace, and unity, not gun, drugs, and violence. Because without life...
One more time for the people
run
at
that
home.
back.
One more time. Run it back.
It is what it is. Podcast with Boodeezy, Take It Easy, representing love, peace, and unity, not gun, drugs, and violence. Because without life, you can't have love, and anything you love, you're loyal to. And without a love, we all will be right. And understanding is the father of peace.
Fantastic. Well, I think I'm out of a job. I'm going to let him take it over.
It is what it is. Podcast, River City Live. Every Tuesday, Taco Tuesday Live, 1904 Music Hall. And I want to invite you, come be a guest on the podcast.
Be there.
And it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, River City Live, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with so much more.
Lord.
That was phenomenal. You're amazing. Thank you.
So if you've been driving up to Phillips Highway and it turns into Kings Avenue, you've probably seen this building going, what is this 1937? I'm super interested. Well, I'm here and I got you covered. I got the general manager, Fawn, here. And let me tell you, I've already sampled a couple of things and this interview should be over because I'm super full, but this is so good. So we had to get the full scoop on the restaurant. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Of course. Thank you so much.
So 1937, where did that name come from?
The building was built as a car garage in 1937. And it's been many things since then, but now it's 1937 Spirits and Eatery.
It's always those little things that brings it all full
Absolutely.
circle. So how would you describe the food here?
We tried to just figure out what was really local to us. Quail is something that was very popular back in the 1930s in Jacksonville. So we put quail on the menu. You can have that fried with 2 sides. We've got meatloaf, we've got smoked pork chop, but we also have the very fresh and local seafood that comes from our coast, which is pretty exciting.
So when people walk in, the decor, it's like wide open, and even though people can kind of sit intimately, it's kind of got a communal feel, so people can kind of hang out and make friends if they want to.
Absolutely, and we have a lot of friendships being built in 1937 daily. A lot of things were very intentional to honor the history of Jacksonville. So where you see the flora and the fauna and all of the insects, it's from when the Horticulture Club was established in Jacksonville, Florida in the 1930s. So we wanted to kind of tie all of that in together.
I didn't know I was getting a history lesson with my food. I like it. I know your brunch is like, even though you recently opened, it's already built up a reputation. So people know to come here to eat well, but you actually have a lot of entertainment that goes with it as well.
Yeah, so we do an EDM DJ brunch every Sunday where we have a live DJ spinning from 10 to 2. And it's a lot of fun. It has really taken off. You see everybody just kind of getting funky in here at their tables and just kind of dancing around and having a good time. So we have 2 outside areas that are both dog-friendly and human-friendly as well. The backyard has got an artificial turf, so it's really awesome for families to come hang out with their kids. We see kids on that lawn all of the time. It's also been a very popular spot for people to rent out for private parties as well.
What are we working with on the table here?
Okay, so today we've got our pork chop. This is going to be a smoked pork chop. We finish it with a sorghum butter and garnish it with a little bit of green onion. You've got your broccoli almondine, which is also finished with a sorghum butter, which is my new favorite obsession, sorghum. So delicious. Here we have our meatloaf. We've got our kale that's going to be braised with butter, but then we finish it with a bacon gastrique and bacon crumbles. And here we've got our South Florida slaw, which is that nice, bright, tropical slaw. It's a non-mayonnaise base. And then to have a little fun with the drinks, we've got our cocktail for dinner, which is going to be our espresso martini, the Express Yourself. And then we have 2 of our fun dessert cocktails. One is a non-alcoholic zero-proof cocktail, and the other one is the adult version. So this is going to be a Brandy Alexander root beer float. And then we have the Jenny float, which is a coconut blueberry cocktail float.
That is going to be a problem. Fun. Chug it out.
Yes.
Oh my God. You're gonna come in, you're gonna make some friends, you're gonna eat well. Definitely come in. I've heard about the same. That's why I'm just leaving that for some other people. I'm sharing. It doesn't happen very often, but I am gonna share.
The cameraman's hungry.
So if people want to find you guys like online, kind of see what you guys have going on, some of your events, where would they go?
So we are at 1937sanmarco.com is going to be our website. And then 1937 Spirits and Eatery on both Facebook and Instagram. Find us.
Oh, I found you. And guess where I'm going to be later? All right. Y'all be gone.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm sharing with him. Jana, I love you. We'll have to come back, but everybody else, got to come here for yourself. Be gone. Bye.
We are putting the spotlight on a special lady in your life with our Woman of the Week. If you want to nominate someone, you can go to newsforjax.com/Woman of the Week and give us a brief description on why this someone is so special, and they can be featured right here on River City Live. And each week, one winner receives a $100 value consultation with PVPS and a PVPS swag bag. At the end of 2023, one grand prize winner will be picked, and that woman will receive $10,000 to be used in services at Ponte Vedra Plastic Surgery. Welcome back to River City Live. We are kicking off Mental Wellness Wednesday, talking about how to avoid workplace workplace burnout. And I am so excited to talk about this because it's the middle of the summer and we all just want to be on vacation, right, Dr. Christine?
Yeah, absolutely. Most definitely.
So I'd love to talk about the difference between knowing when you were stressed at work, because we understand work can be a stressful place. We understand that there are stressors that come with it. But what is the difference between recognizing stress and recognizing burnout?
Yes, well, there is a distinct difference. With burnout, it really bleeds into your personal relationships. So you take work home, you are angry, irritable, causing relationships and family issues. Also, you're irritable at work. Perhaps you're short with clients or your coworkers or your boss. It could be that you're experiencing some physical health care issues as well. Stomach aches, headaches, backaches, bowel issues, and you just are not well physically, you don't feel well mentally, and it's really a phenomenon that a lot of people are experiencing, unfortunately.
Now, you mentioned that a lot of times it can bleed over into your personal life. So,
Yes.
you know, you mentioned sometimes anger, shortness with a spouse or partner. What are some of those things that we can recognize at home where we see that bleed come over from work burnout to kind of burning out at home?
Exactly. And so if you're living with somebody that's experiencing burnout, it's really important to confront them in a loving way, of course, and say, I'm really worried about you. Your behavior is not as it used to be. You're very irritable. You're causing relationship issues with our kids or whatever the case may be, and it's time to seek some additional support.
Right. Now, I'm going off book here a little bit, but I think you made a great point. When you go to address somebody who's dealing with this, what is a kind and empathetic way to say something like this without just saying, like, you know, you're grumpy, you're messing up everything, without making them feel like they're to blame, even though they, you know, because nobody wants to act like that. But how do you approach that in a caring, helpful way?
You know, it's very important to say, listen, I love you, I care for you, and I've noticed some differences in how you're interacting with the kids and with me, and I know you're terribly stressed at work, and I'm wondering if you're experiencing burnout. Burnout is a real phenomena. It deserves additional support, and I think it's time for us to really, as a family, move forward with some additional support.
Yes, and I think that's where you mentioned that LSF can provide solutions for that, and it's so key that you said let's, and as a family, and we, as opposed to you, and kind of dumping that blame on them. So what are the resources that you all have to work through workplace burnout as a family or as an individual?
Well, at LSF Health Systems, we have an Access to Care line. It's manned 24/7 by our clinical team, and you can reach out day or night and share what's going on with you and your family, and they will direct you to resources in the community that can help with this issue. On the work site, a lot of times people don't realize that they have an employee assistance program that they can reach out to. Most employee assistance programs offer typically 6 to 8 sessions free of charge to really help people understand what they're experiencing and move forward in healthy manners. You know, a lot of times when people are experiencing burnout, sometimes they try to self-medicate with alcohol or other drugs just not to feel so anxious and depressed. And that's not a healthy way to cope. So we really want the workforce and the workplace also to be a place of safety and being able to help that individual worker get the support they need.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for obviously sharing those tools with us, you and everyone at LSF. We really appreciate it. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help because you are worthy and you deserve it. Thanks for joining us for Mental Wellness Wednesday. We'll be back with more River City Live right after this.
Welcome back to River City Live. Hope you've enjoyed our show so far today. Anything you might have missed, you can find on rivercitylivetv.com, including that 1937 Spirits and Eatery. So we'll be doing more of a deep dive. We will see you tomorrow right here on River City Live.
Go to lunch.
Yeah.